Alright, so guess what time it is? We found some more pork, 50% off. Now, two of these are fresh pork for stew, just kind of chopped up pork. We're going to chop it up even more, but both of those worked out to about, what is it, $2.50 a pound for those. Then in the back here, we've got some pork sirloin ribs, country style boneless. Those worked out to about $2 a pound after the 50% off. And then we got some pork loin country style ribs. These are also boneless, and they worked out to about $1.75 a pound. I don't know, but that, to me, that's a pretty damn good pork. 5 pounds, right around 5 pounds of pork, we're going to go ahead and can up in pint jars using, oh yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's. For a store-bought barbecue sauce, personally, you can't find anything better. And bonus, this was on sale for 99 cents a bottle. Yay! So, let's get at it. Got to process some jars, get them cleaned up and ready to go. I'm going to chop up some of those, going to drink some of that, and we'll be back. Alright, so I got it all cut up, and actually those were bone-in country style pork ribs, that one package. So I had to debone that, but that's not a big deal. It still came out to a good price, and right here we got 6 meals. And I'll show you my philosophy of use and why I only do pint-sized jars a little bit later, but here's where we're going to go ahead and go with some Sweet Baby Ray's. And then we're just going to go in each one, make some awfully disgusting sounds, and then get that kind of mixed down in there. And we're not going to use only barbecue sauce in here because you don't need the full strength of it. We're just going to probably about that much, and then dilute the rest and fill in all the gaps with water. So I'll bring it back when I start the next process. Okay, I just wanted to show you. One bottle got me through 4 of these pints. I've already stirred them up, and then now what I've done is, you know, after I got the last bit I could out of here, fill it with water, shake it up, then I pour that into there. And then I'll do the same on those two. And that barbecue sauce, even diluted with water, is really going to infuse a ton of flavor into that meat. And then just over some egg noodles, of which I'll show you here in a few. Well, we'll get to that. Hang in there. Okay, now, most important part, in my opinion, of canning is that, you know, this soaking your lids in hot water, a lot of controversy over that. I don't believe it's necessary because the purpose of doing that is to heat up that or soften up that rubber right there. Well, in the canning process, it's going to do that. In the canning process, it's going to sterilize everything. But one thing that you have to do is you have to use a very clean towel, a very clean paper towel, napkin, whatever, to make sure that your rims are clean. This is where, from my experience, you will get the most failures in your canning is if you don't wipe the rims, because then that can't get a good solid seal. Put them on here, don't have to crank them down real hard, but you want to get them, you know, good and snug. So we just keep moving on to the next one. Wipe it again. We just want to be 100% sure that seal is free of debris. I made a rhyme. Okay, bring it back when we put it in the canner. Okay, so we've got our 6 jars in there. We've got about 2 tablespoons of vinegar and the appropriate level of water. One thing I did not mention, I forgot to mention earlier when I was putting the meat in, is that the very first thing I did inside the jars is throw in some non-iodized salt and put that in, and then packed them with meat, and then threw in barbecue sauce, stirred it around there, mixed in a little bit of water, stirred it around a little bit more, punching through it to make sure to avoid any voids, if you will, air pockets. Left the headspace, which is up to the very bottom ring, and now we're ready to go. So I'm going to put the lid on this thing. We're going to leave the dancer off, let it come to the button pop up, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a few. Okay, so I've mentioned over and over my philosophy of use of why I primarily can meat in pint-sized jars. Like you see right there, that's the teriyaki pork I did the other day. Pardon the intrusion, we have a zippy dog just zipping around. Anyways, she's being a psycho. Okay, so anyways, the reason being is that we like to find noodles when they're on sale. These we actually picked up for 79 cents a bag. Really good price. And with a pint jar of meat that's canned in either a teriyaki sauce or a barbecue sauce, you grab a couple handfuls of noodles, you boil them up, strain them, don't rinse them, leave that tasty starchy on there, throw a can of that can over the top of it, heat it up, stir it up, you've got yourself one tasty, very inexpensive meal, very quick and easy to do. I'm going to start working with some other type sauces. We've got the barbecue now, we've got some teriyaki. One thing I want to start working with is this stuff. It's a chili garlic sauce. We love this stuff. It is amazing. Forget who it was that introduced us to it, but it's got a hell of a bite to it, so I'm going to have to downplay it a little bit, and I'll show you that when the time comes. But still waiting for the canner to come up to pressure, and or start steaming, I should say, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm not sure if you can really see it on camera, but we've got a good steady stream of steam coming up now. It's our button right here is up, that little dude. We're ready to start our 10 minutes of steam time. So where you got set here, so let's just get that started. We're gonna let that go just like that for 10 minutes before we put the little dancer on there. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, so we're coming down to our last 30 seconds of our 10-minute steam time. And in that 30 seconds, I want to explain my dancer. Thank you, Modoc42. This canner typically doesn't come with a weighted scale like most that have a 5, 10, 15 pound weight limit. It just has a single weight on it. So you have to monitor. You have to basically babysit the hell out of your canner so that you don't overpressurize or underpressurize the thing. So this, which can be found on my website, lowbuckprepper.com. Shut that off. And we're going to go ahead and toss that on there. And then we're going to wait until that starts dancing. That's why I call it the dancer. And then we'll start our time. But that unit right there, that little dancer as I call it, will give you either 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or 15 pounds of pressure. Now for my elevation of approximately 2,000 feet, we're going to go 15 pounds since this is raw meat, and we're going to go in pints for 75 minutes. We're not going to start that time until that thing starts dancing. Now, if at any point that thing stops dancing, that means we've lost pressure. We need to bring it back up to pressure. In other words, get it dancing again. Start your time all over. Your canning process will still work just fine. You just got to start it over and go through the entire 75 minutes again. Alright, so we'll be back. And there we go. The dancer is a dancing. So we're going to go ahead and, through experience, I know that I can maintain it at about number 4 on my gas stove here. So we drop that. Let's go ahead and start our timer. Boom. 75 minutes, hour 15, whatever you want to call it. And then we should be good. I'll show you the process of finishing the process off. Okay, so we're down to 45 seconds left to go. We've maintained pressure. Now, the instructions on the dancer, as I call it, says ignore the pressure gauge. And you know what? I've done, me and my wife both done several canning sessions since we've had this dancer, and I gotta give a major thank you to Modoc 42, because him sending me this thing has really revitalized me and canning. I'm now enjoying it a lot more, because before I just have to sit here and base this damn thing. Anyways, the point I want to make right now is that we're at about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Alright, so what do we do now? We turn off the heat. Do we remove it? Do we take the dancer off? We do nothing. We just let it drop until that button right there, ouch, that's really hot, is all the way down. You want to let it cool down on its own. At that point, I'll show you where we go from there. Notice our little pressure button is down, so we can go ahead and pull off our dancer, as I like to call it, so there's no steam there. However, there is still a lot of heat inside there, so when you pull this off, you're going to twist it, pull it away from you, and put it over the canner. That way the hot water drips down into the canner, and none of that hot steam comes up in your face, because this is still very hot. Matter of fact, let me find a spot to put this. I have a very small kitchen. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our jars and we're going to set them right here on a towel, never on a bare countertop, because what will happen? Your jars will break. Alright y'all, that's that. So, I told you, the reason I make them in pints is because it's just me and the wife that are eating. And we're not like big eaters, we don't stop it. I know what you're thinking. I just eat a lot of little meals. Shut up. Anyways, for dinner, one of these pints works perfect for us with those very inexpensive packs of egg noodles. Now, I just cooked up some egg noodles right here. We can go ahead and strain them back in the pan. And since the jars are still pretty warm, actually still very warm, I don't even have to heat it up. So we're just gonna go ahead and put it on there. Ah, gotta love that sound. And dump that right in. Mix that up with the noodles. Oh man, that smells really good. Bye-bye. Come here and taste. Everybody wants to see your cute little face taste it. So now we're going to grab, let's go with, we'll just throw it on the plate. Here real quick. Just enough for Mama to taste. Oh, look at that. See, that actually makes a lot. You can see it.
Where's the fucking camera?
Potty mouth.
Mess right here.
Okay, taste.
I have to clean the mess.
No, just, she's a weirdo.
It's hot.
How is it? Is it good? I want to taste some. And with the noodles just kind of extend the meal. They bulk it up quite a bit.
This is awesome. Good flavor.
So there you go. You find that meat on sale, and take it. You find that meat on sale, grab it, can it up. Grab, every little bit, throw it in the freezer until you get enough to can up a whole bunch, whatever. Basically, I can enough for 6, actually for us, that's going to be 6 meals, plus probably my lunch tomorrow at work. It's a good deal. So y'all, think about how you buy your meat. think about how you're going to preserve it. I'll talk to you all later.